How do I keep up without burning out? This is a very valid question, and I'll be very, very blunt with you. When ChatGPT first came out, they had 3 hour cycles. And basically, depending on random variables and who you were and what your account was, you got so many free prompts per 3 hour window. And I'm not going to lie, when that first happened, my brain was addicted and I jumped in all in. And I literally adapted my sleep schedule. I would wake up, spend all the time I needed to go through my number of prompts, and then I'd hit a timeout barrier, and then I'd go sleep for 2 hours, come back and do it all over again. That's not healthy. So don't do that. The good news is now the limits are not noticeable. I've not encountered one in years, a couple of years at least, I think, maybe a year, something like that. But basically, number one thing I can give you is pick one tool and find ways to justify its use. So what I mean by that is with ChatGPT, I have systems for everything that I do in my business. And what I did early on is I asked ChatGPT to create SOPs, standard operating procedures, for everything I do. And I started with the things that were the most repetitive and that took the most time out of my day. And what I did was I chipped away at my day, and I burnt out about 10 hours a week that didn't belong in my schedule anymore. And so that allowed me, first of all, I could eliminate things that no longer served me. I could automate those that made sense to automate. And then last but not least, I had an SOP in place so I could delegate. So basically what I did was I proved to myself that the time I was investing in ChatGPT was worthwhile. And then as I got better and better at it, I reinvested some of that time savings into personal development, some into family, and some into growing my business. So that's my advice to you: is start with one thing, optimize it so that it's saving you time consistently, and then look at the next thing. Now, the other weird thing that I do, I use the Pareto principle a lot. So I look at my business from the perspective of what can I eliminate, automate, delegate that gives me that, 20% eliminate, automate, delegate that gives me the 80% outcome. I also look on the positive side of what can I add or improve that will give me, what's the 20% that'll give me 80% results. So I'm always optimizing using Pareto principle. And by the way, ChatGPT loves to play that game. It's really good at it.